The latest Nintendo Direct of all things presented us with the Duskbloods, FromSoftware's new and up-and-coming vampire steampunk adventure of, I don't know, some sort. Which, hey, fantastic! I love a good steampunk theme. Vampires are pretty cool. And hey, it might not be Bloodborne 2, but this is essentially as close as we're gonna get. So all around, this seems pretty good. What do you mean it's Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive? This is kind of reminding me of something similar that happened before. Bloodborne 2 is console locked. It's very strange considering these two games are kind of similar. Not just in terms of how they look and appear thematically, but being trapped on one console. Back in like 2015, Bloodborne as a game redefined what FromSoftware games could be. Not exclusively just the Dark Souls formula of take classical, medieval, dark-ish fantasy and roll around for a bit. Bloodborne was faster, bloodier, and a little more unhinged. What do you mean there are eyes inside of my skull? Get them out. And sprinkle in a little bit of Lovecraftian horror, and you've got yourself a masterpiece. This was genuinely a really good experience, but there was one catch. It was trapped on the PS4 and to this day, still pretty much is exclusively on the PS4. Yes, you can play it on the PS5, but there's no PS5 upgrade or remaster, reimagining of the game. It is still, you get the PS4 game, you put it on the PS5. There's no exclusive PC port, and while there is a fan-made one in the works, it's not official. So for all intensive official purposes, it is still PS4 software. People love this game and have been wanting a Bloodborne 2 for ages. And then cue in Duskbloods. Who, or more importantly, what are the Duskbloods? Fast forward to 2025, we get the Nintendo exclusive trailer. Very odd place to find a FromSoftware title considering Nintendo's general target audience is not gothic horror. But hey, that's all good, we love FromSoftware. And from what we can tell from the trailers, it looks like there are similar themes of blood. There's similar themes of eerie atmosphere that's just drenched and dripping with potential. And of course, we've got classic steampunk elements. I don't know what the sci-fi train's all about, I'm gonna be real, but I'm sure we will find out in due time. We've got similar aspects. It looks like the architecture is similar. It looks like massive churches and possible blood magic. There are similar aspects here. The Duskbloods seems to echo the idea of having a world full of mystery and unraveling the secrets within it, similar to Bloodborne. We've even got that Lovecraftian gothic horror still is very much apparent. Like, have you seen that moon? That shit looks fucking terrifying. And I love it. We've also got what looks like a goddamn lycanthrope. Bro was turning into a werewolf, 110%. And you've also got a guy at the end who just kind of vaguely, I'm just gonna be on it, he feels like Mikolash. He looks like he's gonna be a bastard of a boss fight. And of course we've got a little steampunk guy as well. He kind of reminds me of like Sigmire, which is like your classic jovial guy, which is cool. I don't know why he's flying around, but you know, he's chilling, he's doing his own thing. We've got such a swelling of music, atmosphere, enemies, potential bosses, a good amount of lore, all behind exclusivity. And that's the main issue. Just like Bloodborne, Duskbloods is launching as a console exclusive. And not just any console exclusive, it's the Switch 2. Now, I've already gone into depth about how I feel about the Nintendo Switch 2 and the software that's going to be on it. I don't want to have to go into why I think $70 plus games are a bad idea, but you know, is what it is, I suppose. So, once again, we have FromSoftware's bold, new, you could argue, experiment, or building upon a new property, kind of walled off. It has the vibe of, if you want to play this game, you have to buy this console, this expensive $450 console. It's like, oh, you want to play Bloodborne? You gotta buy this. How much was the PS4 on launch? PS4, according to ChatGPT, $400. That's a little pricey, but PS4 actually had a lot of good software on it. And Bloodborne was no exception. It was a good game. And you probably wouldn't just buy the console just to play Bloodborne, you'd play it for everything else, and Bloodborne was just a great game to go along with it. There's another comparison. PS5. That shit still does not have a lot of software for it. There aren't enough exclusives on there, and the only exclusive which is relevant for talking about is the Demon's Souls remake, which again, fantastic game, but it's also on Steam. Granted, it's not the remake, but why buy like a $700 console just to play a remake? This is what it feels like. Why buy a Switch 2 just for this game? And I'm sure many people won't just buy it just to play this game, but that's kind of what it feels like. This position is kind of made worse by the fact that exclusivity itself isn't as much of a selling point anymore. A good portion of games can just be gotten from the Steam store, or Battle.net, or what's the Fortnite one, or Epic Games Launcher. There are so many different ways to get and acquire and play games in ways that won't break your wallet. And of course, if you're a console exclusive person, or you prefer consoles, or you just have one console, you don't want to get into PC, that's a different argument entirely. But I think that exclusivity is not just a selling point anymore. And another point, I think burdening a game for a console exclusive makes it feel like more of a luxury. They should be experiences that anyone can choose to play under any circumstance. Souls fans shouldn't be dying inside when they realize they can't afford the next big evolution of video game. This isn't about creating altruistic gamers who abide by one console or swear by one form of gaming. It's overall just about accessing these games. Good game design shouldn't be paywalled by just one console brand. Overall, I think the Duskbloods seems like a fantastic game in theory. It feels like a great parallel, allowing us to experience more of what the Bloodborne IP and ideas and this Lovecraftian horror that we could further experience. But once again, the most intriguing part of FromSoftware's future is trapped behind hardware, price points, and exclusivity deals. But these are still early days. We don't know how much the game will cost. The game could very much be within the $70 price point, which I think is perfectly fine for AAA games coming out. It's like, I think we're saying goodbye to the $60 price point, and I think $70 is fine. It's a perfectly fine price, and that would be a price that I would be more than happy to look into for these games. And hopefully, well, initially Duskbloods may be a Switch 2 exclusive, maybe, just maybe, we'll see it on the Steam store one of these days. And hey, let me know in the comments what all of you think about this. Are you going to go out and grab Duskbloods day one, or are you going to wait for it to hopefully be on a different platform? Is this something that would be a console buyer, or is this a game that you may end up skipping? I'm more than curious to know. But with that, that's it from me. I hope all of you had a good time watching the video. Like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.